is going on, guys? JD finally, in front of this microphone, in front of this camera, after a hellacious fucking day. Just as hellacious as when Kane was on top of his game back in his prime. Okay? That's how fucking bad this fucking day was. I couldn't wait to get out of work. And I'm here. Monday Night Raw review is coming. You're listening to it for last night's show, July 14th, 2014. And I want to state one thing before I get into the review, because I really don't want to rant. I had to cool off for a little bit. This is like my third or fourth take, because I did a few takes before this that just went on and on about ranting, because you guys just don't let up. Okay, you're asking me, JD, where's the Monday Night Raw review? I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you this one time only. If you're not following me on Twitter, then you're shit out of luck. If you got Twitter, if you got internet capability, go and follow me on Twitter. My link is down below at the very bottom of the description. If you're not following me on Twitter, you're not keeping up to date with what's going on here. Because if you were following me, you would have read about 3 or 4 times that my Monday Night Raw review is going to be done after work. After work. Okay? I just got home. Terrible train ride. I got caught in the rain. And I had to sit at work and fucking read from a textbook all day for my new job. I have, my schedule is all fucked up. This is my 7th day in a row working. I'm finally off tomorrow. Okay? I know I can't control it, but you guys got to understand that. If you want to watch my Monday Night Raw review and wait for me to deliver WWE content, then by all means, grab a fucking cold beverage like I have here, sit down, and enjoy. If not, I can gladly give you some recommendations on YouTube where you could go watch someone else do half-assed content. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that. So, enough with the complaining. If you're not following me on Twitter, please go down in the description towards the bottom and find my Twitter link and go find me on Twitter. I'm not that hard to find. Okay? Also, if you missed Off The Script this weekend, links are also in the description towards the very top. Parts 1, 2, and 3, why Roman Reigns is being pushed, and why Kurt Angle is coming back to the WWE. If you guys missed that, like I said, links are down below. And as always, Chair Shot Reality with my man, Labar, Eisenberg, and Ghoulish. Go and check them out. They had a great weekend, a very entertaining weekend for you guys on WrestleZone.com. Their homepage is down below. Go and check out all the videos they did for you this week. And the best wrestling talk show on the internet right now, okay? Now, Monday Night Raw review. We're 3 minutes in, and I didn't even talk about WWE. You're probably looking at yourself, JD, what the fuck's going on, man? Just give me the fucking news, all right? I know. But Monday Night Raw review, I'm going to talk about Sting, because obviously Sting was the best thing on Monday Night Raw, okay? The reveal trailer, or the teaser trailer for his inclusion in the WWE 2K15 video game. Everybody's bitching and moaning, when's Sting coming out? Listen, Sting will be on WWE when the time is right, okay? Mr. Justin Labar said it today best, and you can't really argue with him, because he's got a logical sense, or a logical way of looking at things when it comes to looking at these types of situations, okay? The WWE 2K15 video game is coming out, I believe, October 28th, and he even said it today on Trib Live. If the WWE is planning on using Sting, why not wait for the right opportunity? You know, introduce him when the game comes out. Maybe there'll be something down the line a couple of months from now where Sting can be included on something in some storyline on WWE TV. Okay, be patient. Obviously, the man is signed with the company. They wouldn't be selling T-shirts after Monday Night Raw went off the air if the WWE did not sign Sting to a contract. Okay, not only is he in the video game, but they're selling Sting T-shirts on WWE.com. That right there tells you that WWE has signed Sting to a contract, some sort of contract, okay? He's going to be on WWE TV. He's going to be in the ring. He's going to be on Monday Night Raw. He's going to be at WrestleMania. I predict that. It's common logic, okay? But you got to wait for the right time. There's too much going on right now with the WWE Championship, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, and Chris Jericho. There's no room for Sting on WWE TV right now. The teaser last night was perfectly done. 1 minute of sheer brilliance to get you hyped for a video game, okay, that you'll probably be seeing on this channel. Because I wanted to do the same thing with WWE 2K15, but yeah, I kind of got lazy with it. I did the whole Call of Duty thing as usual, and Mario Kart's out. But 2K15 I will be featuring on this channel. In some way, shape, or form, I'll figure something out if I have the time squared away from work to do something creative and fun and entertaining for you guys. But Sting has signed. You got to wait for the right opportunity for him to be on TV. Okay? Now, the teaser trailer was pretty much him, okay? The orchestra playing whatever they were playing, and they all turn around after they're done playing, and Sting is looking right back at them. He looks good. Looks good. He's got the nice little goatee going on right there. But LeBar said it today on Trib Live. Anyone can look good at the age of 55 if they're wearing white face paint and a black trench coat holding a baseball bat. Anyone can look good. I could be 55 years old. He dressed me up like Sting. I could look good too. Okay? But I do think Sting is getting ready for a WWE career. You know, whether it be, just one match, whatever it is. We're lucky we even have Sting on the roster, okay? We should be fortunate enough to have Sting on the roster, okay? So I'm not going to bitch him on because I know he's going to be included in some way at WrestleMania. It only makes sense. It's logical. Now, he was actually interviewed before this commercial or teaser hit the air. He mentioned again that he wants only one man at WrestleMania, and that man is The Undertaker. He knows what happened with The Undertaker at WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar. He hopes The Undertaker is physically able to go, and he wants that one match at WrestleMania 31 in San Francisco, and he even mentions WrestleMania, San Francisco, and The Undertaker, all in one interview, okay? He wants that one match. He wants it to happen at WrestleMania. I hope we get it. It's only going to add to the overall package that is WrestleMania 31. So I look forward to that. I truly do believe that's going to happen. WrestleMania 31 could probably end up being better than WrestleMania 30 if they, book it right. But Sting, confirmed for WWE 2K15, confirmed to be on the WWE roster in some way contractually, and it was great to see. I'm excited for the game. I'm excited for Sting, and there you got it, okay? Wait for the time. Wait for the right time for Sting to debut, and all will be good for you Sting fanatics out there. Now, as far as the show goes, the Battleground Go Home show for this Sunday's pay-per-view, which I will be reviewing after the show, so please do not ask me. I will be here. I'm not doing a live review. I'm doing a review like you're seeing now. You just me, a camera, and a microphone, and it's going right up after the show. So if you guys want my opinion on Battleground immediately following the pay-per-view on WWE Network, I will be doing a review after the show goes off the air. Now, Go Home show for Battleground. Listen, it was really nothing all that, okay? If I was a viewer for Battleground, and I don't have any prior knowledge of what's going on. I've only been watching Monday Night Raw for a week or two, and the WWE I see is having a pay-per-view come up on the WWE Network. I wouldn't be, very interested to go out and purchase the network for $9.99, even though they mentioned it about 17 times last night in 1 hour. I would not be interested to go out and purchase the network for $9.99 to simply watch this pay-per-view. It really didn't do anything from a viewer standpoint to get you excited about the pay-per-view. Now, the main event, I'm going to start off with the main event and then go backwards, okay? We got John Cena, or scheduled to be John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins, Kane, and Randy Orton. There's some dissension there with Kane and Randy Orton. Triple H is trying to calm everybody down. He's mentioning Kane as pretty much being a puppet. He's like an insurance policy. He's the authority's insurance policy. Either way, Triple H is stating that I don't give a fuck what goes on at Battleground. Just bring the WWE title back to the authority. Paul Heyman interjects, and says, if you guys need some type of some insurance for another way to go about things, I'm the guy you got to talk to. Paul Heyman's not fired. Paul Heyman wasn't released. Paul Heyman didn't walk out. So anybody on YouTube that you're listening to jumping the gun a little bit and reporting news that really isn't true for mere views on their channel, I'm not going to mention their names because I do kind of watch them. Okay? I'm not going to mention names like I said, but Paul Heyman is with the company. Okay? Obviously, he was on Monday Night Raw last night. They were overseas in Japan. I was hearing different rumors about him remaining in Japan, but he did appear on Monday Night Raw. He was always written to be in the script, as I read last night, so Paul Heyman did appear on Monday Night Raw. Kind of teasing and throwing Brock Lesnar's being out there without directly mentioning the name Brock Lesnar. But as far as the main event goes, boring main event. Very sloppy main event. That was all pretty much, the big thing coming out of that main event was Seth Rollins injured. Seth Rollins is okay. Seth Rollins was not hurt. Seth Rollins was selling his right knee as an injury. It was odd that I know a lot of you guys actually contacted me on Twitter that Seth Rollins was hurt. I really didn't look too much into it because I wait for the news to actually break and, some kind of information where I know I could talk about it. But Seth Rollins was not injured. He was playing up to the storyline. He was holding his knee. I know the WWE cameras, they kind of, panned off Dean Ambrose for a little bit. So that was kind of odd. It made it seem like he was really hurt. But the WWE really can't afford any more injuries right now with Daniel Bryan being out. Batista's out. So Seth Rollins right now is in the prime of his young career right now. He's got a lot riding. A lot going on right now. He's the Money in the Bank briefcase. So the Wade Barrett is out. WWE can't really afford that many more injuries. All right. Dean Ambrose is okay too after that beating he took in the beginning of the show. Now, people were saying Dean Ambrose took a few tough bumps in that beginning segment to open the show. He was jumped by Rollins, Kane, and Randy Orton. Comes back and says, "Is that all you got?" Showing that he's got some balls. They laid him out. Curb stomp on top of some wooden pallets by Seth Rollins. So Dean Ambrose was ultimately taken out of the main event. Everybody was saying that he was going to make a heroic return and come back from the hospital or the medical staff and interject in the match and, continue to fight on and team with Cena and Roman Reigns. That was not the case. I knew it was going to be a handicap match because that's just got WWE written all over it, with these superstar multi-man matches that they got going on before pay-per-views. I just don't like it because these main events, you got John Cena always getting the hot tag. He does the same fucking moves over and over again. Roman Reigns is in the ring. All he does is deliver his fucking signature moves. You got the Superman punch. You got the spear. You got whatever he does on the outside. And there's an emergency flood warning that my phone needs to promptly tell me about. I don't give a fuck. Drown me. I'm recording, asshole. Okay? Sorry about that. But like I was saying, those multi-man matches, they really don't look good on TV because they're very sloppy, and all it is a spot fest. Everybody hits their finishing move. They get the hot tag, they hit their signature moves, and that's all it was last night. Pretty much to hype the main event at Battleground by getting everybody there. Those are the last guys you'll see before the show goes off the air, and it really wasn't anything exciting. I was pretty much on my laptop just typing away, answering comments on YouTube last night. I barely paid any attention except for the last part of the match, which was the most important because I thought Seth Rollins was hurt. So those matches, man, they don't do anything for me. Especially when Cena's in a tag match. He looks like a fucking clown on the apron, jumping around like an asshole. They get the hot tag. He does his 5 moves. He hits the AA. It's all the same shit. Like I said on Twitter last night, these matches don't do anything to interest me because it's literally all the same shit. Same thing happened last night. That main event, obviously you knew it was going to be a handicap match right from the 8 o'clock hour when Dean Ambrose was taken out. Bo Dallas defeated the Great Khali via countout. I don't know why, and I'm going to say it again, and I'll say it every fucking week until he's not on the roster anymore. I don't know why the Great Khali is gracing my television screen. Bo Dallas has really been on the decline the last couple of weeks, feuding with El Torito, and now he's got the Great Khali. Yes, these two guys are in the Intercontinental Battle Royal, but I don't want to see a big man like the Great Khali, who's, 7'6", fight someone the size of Bo Dallas, because in real life, the Great Khali could pretty much, with one pinky, destroy Bo Dallas. All right? It just suspends the fucking realism of wrestling. And I know it's not real, but, it leaves nothing to the imagination. You can't see Bo Dallas beating the Great Khali in any way. In any way at all. And that's why I hate guys like the Khali, like the Great Khali on WWE TV, because realistically this man could beat the shit out of anybody, even though he limps to the fucking ring. Meanwhile, Bo Dallas beats him last night by countout because he does a bulldog off the apron onto the outside of the ring, and Great Khali can't make the 10 count. So, you know, Bo Dallas has really been on decline. I think he deserves better. He's still undefeated. But as for the Great Khali, he doesn't belong on any television program going forward. And I hope he just gets eliminated in like 5 seconds at the pay-per-view. I really do. I can't stand watching that asshole. AJ Lee versus Eva Marie. Eva Marie doesn't even belong on my TV. She looks like she's getting ready for a fucking photo shoot. She wears too much fucking makeup. Just the look of her and the sight of her on my TV annoys the shit out of me because she's done nothing in the entire year or year and a half that she's been there to show me that she's actually developing into a decent talent. She looks like she's getting ready to shoot for Playboy every time she goes into the wrestling ring. She lost last night. She tapped out to AJ Lee. So it was pretty much, a done deal after that. AJ Lee and Paige kind of developing this frenemy type storyline where Paige is trying to act like AJ's friend, AJ playing along. I really wish Paige, sooner than later, turns into a heel. I think she could play the heel role very well. I think it would suit her very well. We should be in for a treat, not only at Battleground, but at SummerSlam when I think Paige turns full heel and we finally have some character development with Paige. Big E defeated Cesaro. Heyman is not fired, like I mentioned. He did not quit. He was on the script and appeared in a Triple H Stephanie McMahon segment that if they needed any insurance plans, that he is the man that they should talk to. Okay, so they're indirectly mentioning Brock Lesnar. John Cena is slated to win at Battleground, and then I think Brock Lesnar will appear on Monday Night Raw after Battleground. All right, Cesaro. Listen, I said this once again, Cesaro's losses do not mean anything. I do see him winning the Intercontinental Battle Royal. A lot of you guys are mentioning Sheamus to win the Battle Royal. I don't see Sheamus winning it because you kind of want to have a match to unify those belts. If Sheamus wins the IC title, then it really leaves no special treatment for the belts. He's just going to unify them. I would rather have a one-on-one contest, the Intercontinental Champion versus the United States Champion at SummerSlam for those belts. But I'm sticking to my guns. I really think Rusev should beat Jack Swagger at Battleground, and I think Rusev should go on to fight Sheamus at SummerSlam for the U.S. Championship. There's no better way to gain heat on Rusev. If you're doing this whole Russia hating America type deal, there's no better way to get heat on Rusev than if he's holding the United States Championship. It just makes sense to me. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Chris Jericho and Bray Wyatt. Chris Jericho came out, pretty much said that he's seen it all. He starts mentioning names, Big Boss Man. He's mentioning other names I really can't think of right now. But he mentioned some pretty big names. And he said that he's never seen anything like Bray Wyatt. Okay. His jacket did work last night. I know he talked about it on his podcast that, the jacket goes wherever he goes. He travels with the jacket. He folds it up. He puts it in his suitcase, blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of really thin wires in that jacket, and anything can happen. He's got a couple of other jackets still being repaired that don't work, but his jacket did work last night. So, if you guys aren't listening to Chris Jericho on his podcast, he does talk about that type of shit. Very, very entertaining podcast. But Bray Wyatt comes out. They have a little back and forth, promo going on, and lights go out, and then you see Eric Rowan and Luke Harper in the ring. Jericho backs away. Bray Wyatt comes out of nowhere on the ramp. Jericho's backing up the ramp. He knew Bray Wyatt was going to attack him. Does Sister Abigail, which seemed to be botched. He was supposed to nail it on the top of the stage, but it kind of looked like Bray Wyatt, landed Chris Jericho safely on top of Wyatt's chest. Meanwhile, he was supposed to hit the top of the ramp. Bray Wyatt was sporting a nice little black eye on his left eye. Reason for that is because at MSG this past weekend, Ric Flair was in one corner with John Cena, and Triple H was in one corner for a 20-man lumberjack WWE Championship match between John Cena and Bray Wyatt. Obviously, Ric Flair got involved and punched Bray Wyatt in the face with his Hall of Fame ring, busting him open. And that's the reason for Bray Wyatt's black eye that you've seen on Monday Night Raw. But the crowd last night, fuck Virginia. If you're from Virginia, I sorely apologize. But the Virginian crowd last night was booing the segment, okay, and chanting boring towards Bray Wyatt. I don't think Virginia deserves another Monday Night Raw for the foreseeable future. That was actually very disrespectful and should never be chanted ever again when Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho are in the same building, in the same segment. So fuck you to the crowd. That was completely fucking awful by the Virginian crowd last night on Monday Night Raw. Sting in WWE 2K15, I talked about that at the opening of this video. Alicia Fox and Cameron versus Nikki Bella in a handicap match. Stephanie's, pretty much saying that Brie Bella left her alone. She disrespected her sister. Now, Nikki Bella has to pay the consequences for what Brie Bella did. I actually went to go clean my cat's litter box for this segment because I personally do not care at all about Alicia Fox, Cameron, and Nikki Bella. So there you go with that segment. Del Rio defeated RVD last night. Those two men are in the Intercontinental Battle Royal. Swagger and Rusev debate last night was very interesting, very entertaining. I think Rusev really needs to speak English. Okay, I've stated this once before. I don't want him to sound like all he can say is 3 words. Okay, I want him to actually speak for himself. I know Lana is there to do that for him, but there's only so much Lana can do to build up a storyline. I like the interaction between Lana and Zeb Coulter. Rusev really needs to start speaking for himself in some way. I don't want Lana fighting all his battles for him, and that's exactly what Zeb Coulter said, that Rusev is hiding behind that blue dress or that blue skirt of Lana, which is very true. Okay, but this match is very interesting, probably the best mid-card feud that they got going on right now. It actually has some meaning. WWE is handling this very well. The most simplest of things to get heat on Rusev and some face heat on Jack Swagger is USA versus Russia. Now, ultimately, everybody's going to be going for Jack Swagger. I'm going for Jack Swagger. I wouldn't mind Jack Swagger beating Rusev at Battleground, but that's not going to happen. Rusev is going to overcome the American crowd at Battleground, and he's going to, win one for Mother Russia, and he's going to remain undefeated, and from that point, I think Rusev should go on to fight Sheamus for the United States title. He took down Jack Swagger, he crushed America. The next thing is to capture the United States Championship, put the gold on Rusev. I think it would develop him greatly, okay, and it would get more heat on him than ever before if he's holding that United States Championship. But that was a very entertaining segment with Swagger and Rusev, Zeb and Lana, very entertaining. It built it well. It made you get excited for these two guys going at it, this impending battle they got going on. They did square off a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think Jack Swagger and Rusev is going to have, both going to have a physical match, and it's going to be very entertaining at Battleground, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Usos came out during their intro, and they were supposed to fight Harper and Rowan again, but out of nowhere, which I thought was great, Harper and Rowan attacked them as they're doing their intro, which was great. 2 out of 3 falls have been announced for Battleground for the Tag Team Championships. We may see new champions. Now, I don't know, I don't know what's going on. I've been saying this for the last couple of months that the Wyatt family is going to win the belts, but I don't know what's going on. They may take them at SummerSlam. I kind of see the Usos winning here again, but my opinion may change the next couple of days. I really do think it's time for Rowan and Harper to win the Tag Team Championships. They really can't go back and forth too much longer before the Ascension comes up, and then you got 3 quality teams. If you're not counting Goldust and Stardust. But, it's going to be entertaining. 2 out of 3 falls. I think it's going to do well for this feud at Battleground. Another exciting match I'm looking forward to at the pay-per-view. Sandow dressed in a Sonic outfit as a fucking waiter, and Adam Rose comes out, starts dancing around Sandow and eats hot dogs. Now, this is the biggest waste of talent I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Adam Rose has talent. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He's entertaining in the ring. He could be even better in the ring if the WWE kind of spices up his character a little bit more, makes him a little bit more serious. I've been saying this about Fandango. I don't want to see these 2 guys wasted. They're both in the Battle Royal for the IC title. I don't see either of them winning. I do see Cesaro winning that, but this is the biggest waste of talent I think I've ever seen. They certainly deserve a lot better. Sandow and Adam Rose promoting Sonic. There's not even a Sonic in New York City or anywhere in the vicinity of New York City. I don't care about Sonic, even though I would love to try it one day. I've never had it. And I just don't want to see these guys wasting away. This is Vince McMahon, being Vince McMahon. This is, his goons and his cronies just booking terrible fucking garbage because they're not high on the Adam Rose and Damian Sandow character. Well, if you kind of spice them up a little bit and have a serious tone to your programming, you got all the talent in the world to have great shows every week. These 2 guys included. I don't understand why I got to see this trash on TV. Seeing shit like this makes me embarrassed to be a fucking wrestling fan. Imagine me watching that amongst friends and people are fucking watching. Like, dude, what the fuck are you watching here? This is fucking trash. That's the same thing I feel about the Divas, man. It's just embarrassing to watch. It really is embarrassing to watch, and I think WWE is just wasting two talents, and it's just frustrating as a fan to see this shit happen. Ziggler versus Fandango. Summer Rae and Layla dance on the announce table. Fandango gets distracted, and Ziggler hits the zigzag. 1, 2, 3. Ziggler wins. Ziggler had a pretty decent night. He was photographed with Summer Rae and Layla, both holding on to his ass cheeks at the end of the show. That was on Instagram. Ziggler is again, a dark horse to win the IC title, but I don't see him winning. He's been having some decent matches here and there. He certainly deserves to be IC champion. But, like I said, I do see Cesaro winning that match. Miz defeated Sheamus last night. The right man won. Miz is better than advertised in the ring. You got to get the Miz over in some way. They're having a rematch tonight on Main Event. I may check that out later tonight before I go to sleep. But the Miz defeated Sheamus last night. Very good match. Miz is good in the ring. They're finally starting to develop his character. I like this whole Hollywood, act that he's got going on, that he's better than everybody else. He don't want nobody to touch his face. He gets the win over Sheamus last night. Right man won. I can't disagree with that. Sheamus, he's been having a nice string of victories. He's been looking very solid. He could definitely take a loss here and, kind of put over the Miz here and there. They really need to develop Miz as a top mid-card guy, and I hope this is the starting point for that. I've always wanted to see the Miz succeed, but he's been the victim of terrible booking, and he had a shitty title reign, even though I was one of the only few guys to be on board with Miz's title reign, WWE Championship reign. That is when he cashed in. I marked out like a little fucking, a little kid, pretty much. I was laying in my bed, and I seen Miz watching Monday Night Raw in my bedroom, and Miz came out to cash in. I fucking was half asleep. I popped up like, this is it, man. I can't wait to see it. I was all about the Miz. I had fucking posters of the Miz, and the WWE just ruined his character. And finally, they have a nice working development for his character since his return to the WWE after filming another edition of The Marine, which is going straight to DVD. And The Miz is a decent talent, man. He's better than advertised. I like that he went over Sheamus last night, and I want to see him succeed. The more mid-card guys the WWE has, it's only going to be better for them. That's what they don't understand. They got all the talent in the world to have one of the best mid-cards they ever had, period. But WWE doesn't realize the talent that they possess right now, and it's frustrating in a fan to see shit like this happen. But I'm glad for The Miz. He got the victory, and Sheamus, like I said, could afford a loss here and there. He is the United States champion. He's going to look strong in the Battle Royal, and he's going to be looking strong going into SummerSlam. So good for The Miz. He got one over on Sheamus. And like I said, Ambrose was beat up in the beginning of the show. Cena and Roman Reigns saying, I'm going to be better than you. You're going to be better than me, blah, blah, blah. And that's when Ambrose came on the Titantron and said, listen, guys, you got to, put that shit aside. We got to team up and take down the Authority. And, he wants to eradicate the Authority. All of a sudden, he gets attacked from behind, 3-on-1. Ambrose is okay. Rollins is okay following Monday Night Raw. And that's pretty much it. I will have more news and rumors. I'm going to try and, work on that throughout the week. I got a lot of new stories developing, so look forward to that on Friday. Episode number 22, Part 1. Coming Friday. I got a bunch of shit if you're into my Call of Duty stuff. I got a couple commentaries coming up this week I'm going to work on tonight and tomorrow, being that I'm off from work. Hope you guys enjoyed my Monday Night Raw review. Please be patient. If you're not following me on Twitter, links are down below. Chairshot Reality at WrestleZone.com. Links are down below. If you missed Off The Script this past weekend, links are down below. And please leave a like on your way out. It greatly helps out my channel, and I certainly appreciate it. Like I said, I will be back on Friday for WWE Off The Script. Until then, guys, take care. And I will talk to you soon. This is the #1 place for all WWE right here on YouTube.com. I'll talk to you guys later.